when I saw this article come out, I wasn't really surprised in the sense that, Trudeau has something in his closet, in the sense that he had a lot of bad things in his past. I was surprised, however, the way it was going to come. So that's what surprised me. But before I go into the article, I'm gonna mention you a little example. And again, I'm a huge South Park fan, so you might get a lot of South Park references at the moment, right? But when I saw Trudeau, when I first heard of Trudeau talking about what he's doing in Canada about exaggerating PC culture, right? It's not just so. For example, it's not we don't say mankind here. We say it's people kind, right? We want to be inclusive of everyone. I'm thinking, dude, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? What do you have in your past that you want to hide so desperately by doing this exaggerated form of PC culture, right? So the reason why I bring up South Park because this is episode called, I think, a holiday special. I think that's what it's called in regards to Columbus Day. Now, if you're not aware, if you don't watch South Park, I recommend you do watch, especially this episode that way you get what I'm talking about. But one of the characters by the name of Randy Marsh. He is the father of one of the main four boys by the name of Stan Marsh. So Randy Marsh, he's been going around trying to get Columbus Day canceled. A lot of Stan's friends like Eric Cartman, Kyle, and Kenny, they don't like it because, again, it's their only day off. It's not only their day off, but it's their only day off in school on October. I think it's usually in October. I think from what I know. Or I don't even know. The point is that it's the only day off, right? It's the only day off in that month. And the guys are mad. Randy's been going around trying to get Columbus Day canceled from not just schools, but from, let's say Columbus, Ohio, calling up someone from Columbus, Ohio. So it's like, oh, is this so and so? Yeah, what's it like to be living in a genocide in a town named after a genocidal maniac? You racist piece of feces, right? See what I mean? So he goes on trying to get Columbus removed from everywhere, from the names and cities to even defecates on the Columbus statue in New York. I think it's like a circle or something like that. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's called Columbus something. I don't know what it's called, but the point is, there's a statue of Columbus in the middle, and he defecates on there. He defecates on the statue. So I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, Randy, what are you hiding, right? Because again, when I see people that are over-exaggerated when it comes to, like, oh, that's racism, we need to fight racism, we need to fight for minorities that can't speak for themselves, I'm thinking to myself, dude, what are you hiding? You're hiding something. Because only people that have done bad things in the past do something like that. For example, let's say, someone who kills a person, right? They do it. They over exaggerate a lot of things. Usually the rule is the person who is like this or did it is a person you would least expect, in the sense that they're the ones trying to cover everything up. For example, let's say like I said, the butler did it, right? The butler. Usually, and when it comes to those things, the butler's very concerned usually, right? Like, oh my god, I can't believe they killed my own master, stuff like that, right? And yet, shockingly enough, it's the butler who did it. In this case, the liberal did it. Justin Trudeau is being Randy Marsh right now. He has a lot of things in his past, and he tried to cover it up with his own PC culture, trying to fight for minorities and try to fight for inclusivity. And yet now it turns out the reason why he did it was because he has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Dude, you got Randy Marsh. But again, I recommend you watch that episode of South Park. It's really funny. And let's go on. It's going to be three different articles. One's going to show you the photo. First, we're going to go with the photo so I can show you the photo. This is the photo right here. Trudeau is obviously the one wearing, the turban and the costume, right? He also has his arm around the woman. So if this is not his wife, and this happens to be a colleague or a student or something, we're possibly facing a possible Me Too allegation, in the sense that if this woman in this picture finds out what's happening to Trudeau right now, she might want to capitalize on it. So we don't know. Might be. Possibly, but But there's going to be two articles. One's going to be from the New York Times, and one's going to be from CBS News, okay? So let's read it from the New York Times first. With brownface photos, is Trudeau who he portrays himself to be? I already said no. I mean, I'm pretty sure he wasn't genuine to begin with. But I'm surprised the media finally caught on. At least questioning it, at least. The revelation that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, dressed up in brownface makeup at an Arabian Nights party, has reinforced a narrative that has dogged him through his political career and now threatens his re-election, that he isn't really who he portrays himself to be. Mr. Trudeau has long cast himself as a glittering spokesman for the world's beleaguered liberals, standing up to President Trump, supporting gender and indigenous rights, welcoming immigrants, and fighting climate change and racism. I'm going to take a break here for a bit. It's kind of ironic how the left tries to use the past when it comes to conservatives, right? Like, conservatives did this in the past, right? For example, I'll give you an example. During the 2016 election between Hillary and Trump, I had a lot of people say, well, Trump said this about women this X amount of years ago. And so that's why he's not president. In fact, if he becomes president, he should be impeached. He should still be impeached because he said this about women. And I tell them, well, what about Hillary's incident with Benghazi? That was in the past. I think I'm not voting for her because of something she did in her past, in case of the Benghazi incident. And what do they say? Well, well, that's in the past. What does it matter? It does matter. You're holding the opponent to the same standards, and yet when same thing happens to you, you don't want to do it. And then they stay quiet. And they just rant on about the same talking points. Trump is racist. Trump is racist. So what I want to know is this. Is Trudeau going to be held up to the same standards as they do with conservatives? Trump is getting a lot of bad attention from the left. In the sense of something that he did over 10, 20 years ago. Trudeau did something that's more recent. But I want to know, will they hold Trudeau to the same standards? My assumption is no. Because he's a leftist. And the thing is that, and if you know, the leftist narrative is that only white people are racist, right? Trudeau is white, but it has to be white conservative males in many cases. Trudeau is a white male, but he's not conservative. Therefore, he's on the leftist side. At least that's what he presumes himself to be, right? So I say they're gonna let him get away with it. They're not gonna do anything about it because he's a liberal. He's on their side. But considering that the left has a tendency to eat themselves, and that's also another factor too. But I think Trudeau is gonna get a slap on the wrist. He's a liberal. He's not a conservative. The narrative is conservative white males are racist. Trudeau is a white male who's a liberal, so therefore he's not part of the narrative. Therefore, it's not a big deal, right? Miss Trudeau. Sorry. I was reading the same paragraph again. But that carefully calibrated image suffered a major blow on Wednesday when the photo emerged. Taken in 2001, while Mr. Trudeau was 29 and teaching at a school in Vancouver, British Columbia, it showed him in brownface makeup and a turban at a party, and his arms wrapped around a woman. Again, possible Me Too allegation, probably, if this woman decides to capitalize on it. It comes only a few months after accusations surfaced that Mr. Trudeau had bullied his former Justice Minister and Attorney General, an Indigenous woman, while pressing her to settle corruption charges against a major Quebec engineering company. When she didn't comply, she accused him of demoting her. The episodes are not the only strikes against Mr. Trudeau's meticulously crafted liberal image. On Wednesday, he admitted to dressing up in blackface and while performing Day-O, the Jamaican folk song in high school. And early Thursday morning, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation posted another photo from 2001 that originally appeared in the school's newsletter. In it, Mr. Trudeau, again in brownface and wearing a turban, has his arms around two Sikh women. I don't know how to pronounce that. I apologize if I'm butchering the pronunciation. My apologies. Justin Trudeau has carefully crafted an image of what Canadians aspire to. Hope, openness to the world, and the youth. Openness in the sense that you agree with us, and if you do disagree with us, you're a bigot and a racist. Okay, correction there, New York Times. You might wanna put that in there. Suggestion said Jean-Marc Leger, chief executive of Leger. I guess I'm gonna go with Leger, a leading polling company in Montreal. The blackface episode shatters that perfect image and casts questions on its authenticity. Really, you guys are barely catching on to this now. This dude, from what I saw, wasn't even authentic. He reminded me of Randy Marsh. Okay, when the first time I saw Trudeau talking about all these things about PC culture, I'm thinking about, dude, what are you hiding? And I do that with everyone. When someone's like, we need to fight racism, we need to fight all these things, and I'm thinking, okay, but why? I don't feel oppressed, but for some reason you think I'm oppressed. So what the hell are you hiding, dude? What did you do in your past that you think that it's worth this much level of exaggeration? Okay. Nevertheless, he said Canadians were a forgiving people and predicted that Mr. Trudeau, who on Wednesday night apologized repeatedly for behavior that had taken place nearly 2 decades ago, could still recover. Nick Nanos, the founder of Nanos Research and Ottawa polling firm, said that finding a way back, while not impossible, will be very difficult for Mr. Trudeau and his Liberal Party. This is about as bad news as you can get in a campaign, he said. The Liberals have to find a way to change the channel. I say no. I really don't say that. I say no. Watch this go on. I really want this guy to be held to the same standards as the left, but unfortunately, that's an impossible wish, right? That's a miracle to happen. The left, if it's Trudeau, they're gonna let it slide because he's a liberal, unless the left chooses to practice they're eating themselves in this case, because it happens. It happens sometimes, right? But another example is that the reason why I think they're not gonna make a big deal out of this is because the narrative is white males who are conservatives are racist, Nazis, neo-fascists, all the bad forms of isms, xenophobic, homophobic, and all that stuff, right? The white male conservative is a bad guy. Ironic enough, though, here in the United States, we have a Virginia governor by the name of Ralph Northam who actually donned blackface or put on a KKK costume, because apparently when the photo surfaced, he said, "I'm in that picture." Yes, so he was either wearing blackface or dressing up as a Klan member. We don't know which one, but ironic enough, he's a Democrat. And yet people let it go. The guy wasn't impeached. The left and the media weren't saying impeach Ralph Northam. Nope, because he's a Democrat. That's why. So, kind of shows you that now the narrative it kind of shows you that the narrative is a complete lie. Okay, the people who are racist are the ones who are chanting racism. It always happens. Trudeau, we need to fight racism. We need to do this. Oh, which people kind? Well, I said people kind here, not mankind. And then turns out the guy's freaking down blackface and brownface in his past. Really? It's like, really, media? That what you want me to believe? It's like, come on. But anyways, next article from CBS News. This is what politicians are saying about Trudeau now. So let's see what they have to say. Politicians slammed Justin Trudeau over troubling brownface photo. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is asking for forgiveness. I'm pretty sure they're going to give it to him, though. Sadly, that's how things are. The left will forgive their own. In many cases, in rare cases, they're going to eat themselves. Hopefully, they eat Justin Trudeau up for dinner and have room enough for seconds, probably. In the middle of the re-election campaign, after a photo of him wearing brownface was made public, that the leader of the New Democratic Party slammed the Prime Minister for the 2001 image, calling it troubling and insulting. Just so you know, you don't know who Trudeau is. This is Trudeau right here. You know, this guy right here. Kind of looks like a it's a typical look for a leftist, a white savior leftist. But anyways, let's keep going. It's making a mockery of someone for what they live and what their lived experiences are, said party leader Jagmeet Singh. I think I should pronounce it Singh. I think he needs to answer for it. The picture published in a Time magazine article online appears in a 2001 yearbook from a private school where Trudeau used to teach. He said the costume was from a party with an Arabian Nights theme. This was something that was unacceptable and yes, racist, Trudeau said, adding that he's deeply sorry for the photo. I take responsibility for my decision to do that. The Prime Minister added, I shouldn't have done it. I should have known better. Trudeau also admitted he wore brownface as a high school student. An additional photo appears to confirm his story that he used dark makeup to imitate singer Harry Belafonte at a talent show. Trudeau has built up his political reputation on the promotion of freedom and diversity in Canada. Freedom in the sense that you can do whatever you want as long as it agrees with us. And diversity meaning diversity of people of color, right? Less white. And also, by diversity, also mean diversity of, again, races, right? Not diversity of thought. Because again, if you digress, or even if you derail from the typical sheep mentality of Canada and the left, they're going to say, oh, you're a racist and a bigot. With Canada's federal election just over a month away, the fallout could cast a shadow over Trudeau's campaign. When asked why he didn't mention the photo earlier, Trudeau said, I'm talking about it now. You're talking about it now, my dude. Come on, really? What if this picture had never surfaced? You would have never brought it up. The only reason why you're talking about it now is because it's affecting your re-election campaign. That's why you're talking about it now, because it's affecting you in a negative way. Kind of hypocritical. I guarantee you, had this photo had never surfaced, we would have never known about it. He would have never said anything about it. Again, kind of goes to show that the guy is a huge Randy Marsh, right? He's literally an example of Randy Marsh. Randy Marsh, he tries to get Columbus Day canceled, right? Get it removed from everywhere, from cities to statues. Turns out that Randy Marsh, plot twist, it turns out that Randy Marsh was a huge Columbus fan back in the day. He liked to dress up as Columbus at parties, at his wedding, even dressed up as Columbus in his wedding when it was with his wife, Sharon. So, I know, shocker. Randy Marsh, a guy who tries to get Columbus Day canceled because Columbus was a genocidal maniac, apparently, according to him. Turns out he was a huge fan of Columbus. Funny how Trudeau says we need to fight racism and bigotry, and turns out he was a racist bigot back in the day. Shocker, I know. I am so shocked. It's like a train hitting me. Oh, it's so sudden, right? I mean, I wouldn't say a train because I mean, pretty sure you can hear it. You get the point, right? It's like I'm being struck by lightning. So sudden. Not really. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because someone like that is probably hiding something. Trudeau isn't the first politician to be called out as a racist for wearing dark makeup. Among them is Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, who talked about the controversy with CBS This Morning co-host Gayle King in February. There you go! Another Democratic politician donning blackface or doing something racist in the past. And yet, we're supposed to believe Republicans are racist? Like, really? Come on. Don't do that. Stop it. Get them out, man. Come on. You know what I mean? The narrative is, white conservative males are racist, Nazis, bigots, xenophobes, homophobes, Islamophobes, every type of ism in the book, right? And yet we have Democrats then a Democratic governor, and a liberal prime minister in Canada being accused of doing racist things in the past. Who do you want me to believe more? The media or facts and evidence? You tell me, right? You tell me. Who do you want me to believe? I'm going to go with the photos. I'm going to go with the past of these people, right? I'm going to go with the political affiliations. Donald Trump, sure, he might be a little bit rough around the edges. But it's kind of ironic how they want to use this past against him. But when you want to use the past, let's say Hillary or Ralph Northam or Justin Trudeau, they say, what's the past? Let it go. It's not a big deal. That happened 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Trump said this 50 years ago? I'm pretty sure the guy's like, what, 70? Around 70? Probably in his 20s. Trump said this 50 years ago? Oh my God, impeach him for that. Ridiculous, right? Double standard, clearly. The man you're looking at and talking to right now is not who I was, Northam told King. And whoever Trump was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, he's not the same man now. People change, Justin. It's not a surprise. I'm not the same person 10 years ago, and I was 12. 12 years ago, you know what I was doing? Going to school, eating Cheetos, hanging out with my friends, playing video games every single time I came out from school. That's who I was. Now, 10 years later, I'm making YouTube videos. I'm going to college. I'm about to graduate. I'm probably getting a promotion by Friday. I'm becoming a responsible adult, right? That's who I am 10 years ago. That's common sense, Justin. But the left likes to use the past as a way to generalize who they are right now. No, ridiculous. America, for example, let's use that for America. America was racist in the past, therefore they're still racist. No, America wasn't perfect when it started. It wasn't. Sure, we had slavery, we had all these things we were discriminatory of women, there people of different color who are not white. But do we do it now? No. We don't have slavery anymore. We fought a civil war for that. Women can vote now. Women can choose whatever profession they want without being told, you can't do this because you're a woman. I can vote now. So you expect me to believe that America is still racist? No. But that's what they want us to believe. As a leader on the international stage, Trudeau said his focus is now moving forward. I think what is important is that, yes, people get challenged on mistakes they made in their past, that they recognize those mistakes and they pledge to do better. Trudeau said. That's what we expect of people. When asked by reporters if he would resign from office, Trudeau did not offer a direct response. In the statement, Conservative Party official position leader Andrew Scheer said Trudeau is not fit to govern. That concludes both articles. But honestly, I honestly think, as much as I would like to, Trudeau's going to get a slap on the wrist for this. Nothing's going to happen. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think Trudeau's going to lose his re-election now because of this photo? Do you guys believe the narrative that white conservative males are the ones who are Nazi, racist bigots, even though it turns out that a lot of liberal politicians turns out to have done a lot of racist things in their past? Do you think the left has a double standard in the sense that they use their opponent's past against them, and when you use their own past against the left, they say, oh, it's not a big deal, that happened X amount of years ago, get over it, right? Let me know what you guys think about this. If you like this video, hit the like button. Share the video if you think this video is worthy of sharing, because again, YouTube decided to direct independent political commentary, and considering the fact that I'm criticizing the PC cultures, the leftist poster boy for Prime Minister known as Justin Trudeau, pretty sure YouTube's gonna want to derank this. But again, you can bypass that deranking by sharing it with your friends, social media. That lets me know that you like hearing what I have to say, even though we won't agree, because again, we will all disagree on something. But you wanted to be able to hear my opinion and my perspective on certain political topics. So I appreciate that very much. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button as well, that way you never miss an upload. And unfortunately, it's gonna be only one segment for today. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start focusing on my preparing for my evaluation tomorrow to see if I'm actually able to get the promotion at my job. So I probably won't be able to upload any videos tomorrow or Saturday. Earliest Saturday, I might, again, because on Saturday I like to go fishing at the pier. So I might not be able to upload again earliest Saturday, but Sunday definitely. I'm definitely going to upload something on Sunday, okay? Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and stay awesome.